Hi, welcome to Soundings with Sash. And I know that there's an echo, and I apologize. So, who's joined us today? I'm really excited to have the assessment results from the leadership personality that we had a couple weeks ago. Well, actually, about a month ago or more. And so I have Judy Bond with me tonight to help us, me and a couple others, to tell us what our leadership personality is. So I'm going to welcome her on right now. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm good. I know there's an echo, and I apologize. I've tried a couple things to try to get it to stop the echo.
I'm not hearing it. So
Oh, you're not? Oh,
no.
great. Wonderful. So, Judy, you've been so nice to do these leadership personality assessments for us, otherwise known as the DISC tests. And so I'm excited to hear about how that all works. And I'm excited to have my sister on with me tonight as a guest. And her and I do work together. So it is
Perfect.
really good to go over with her. And so I'm going to add her in, and there may be an echo with her because we're in the same room. So, and Judy, thank you for coming on tonight. And I know we have a third guest, and we'll see if she gets to pop back on here. So, hi, Donna.
Hello.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah. So, can you hear her?
I can. Yes.
Okay, good. So what did you find out about us, and how do you want me to handle this? I know you sent me some graphics. Do you want me to?
I'll tell you when to put up the graphics as we go through things. So, what I thought we would do, Sandy, is I thought we would start for those who maybe didn't see our last discussion, and just do a quick overview of the DISC model.
Yeah.
So, I asked two questions, and the first question is, are you more outgoing or more reserved? So, Sandy, what would you say?
For myself, definitely extroverted, more outgoing.
More outgoing. How about you, Donna?
Both.
Yes, sometimes. And I'm more reserved. Okay. So, everybody's pretty familiar with that. We hear that extrovert, introvert. We can cope with that. If we're moving too fast and somebody says slow down, we can probably slow down, or vice versa. So the trouble starts on the other dimension of our personality. And that's my next question. Are you more task-oriented or more people-oriented? So, Sandy, what would you say, task or people?
Definitely people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. How about you, Donna?
People, but I'm very task-oriented also.
Yeah, kind of right in the middle. That's what I am, kind of right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And so you put these dimensions together and you come up with 4 basic personality styles, and we're all a unique blend of these 4 styles.
Yes.
So first of all, you have the outgoing, task-oriented, the dominant style. We call them the born leaders. I'm sure we've all worked for someone like this in our life. Then we have the outgoing and people-oriented person, the inspiring style. And I know we're going to talk a lot about that tonight.
Okay.
Then the 2 reserved styles are the supportive style, the reserved and people-oriented style, the S or supportive style. And my favorite style, which is the reserved and task-oriented style, the cautious style. And I've learned a really easy way to remember the 4 styles. So this is the D style, dominant style.
Okay.
This is the I style. This is the supportive style. And this is my cautious style, very precise. Now, there's a lot of different blends. There's 10D blends, there's 10I blends, there's 10S blends, and there's 10C blends. And there's actually, that adds up to 40, but there's one more blend. And we're going to talk about that tonight too.
Oh, that's exciting. Well,
Okay.
I'm excited to have our fourth guest join us, and I'm going to bring her on now. Hi, Joy. And I hope that let's add you to the stream. There we go.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
So when I invited Joy, I forgot that she was moving. So who knows if she even has her Wi-Fi set
Hopefully
up
this
yet.
will work better.
Great.
Thanks for joining us.
We move on Friday.
Oh, you moved Friday. Okay, good. So the disruption hasn't occurred. Okay, let's just jump right in.
Yep.
And start talking about Sandy's
Oh,
personality.
there's all sorts of distraction.
I see you're in the attic, Joy. All right, I'm going to grab Sandy's report.
Okay.
Sandy, did you have a chance to look at your report? Or
I did. I don't have it right in front of me. Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay, all right. Well, the first page of the report is words that describe Sandy. Now, Sandy, if you went through those words, did you see any words? Most of the words you probably said sociable, personable, outgoing, fun, soft-hearted, independent, enthusiastic. You probably agreed with most of those words, but were there any words that you said, no, that's not me? Did you see any words like that?
Well, I can be, depending on what I'm doing, I can be a little more, it's a disorganized. And yes, I can be, but I can be organized also if I need to be. How about that? If I need to be.
So
Not always.
here's the thing. We say these reports are about 90% accurate. So if there's a word or a paragraph or something that's not you, feel free to just cross it out. Okay. So I wanted to be sure everybody understood that. So, and it's very important in the box here. It says, this report is not meant to label you. It's
Right.
designed to help you understand and discover yourself.
Right.
Okay. The next page. And I started Sandy out with what we call our concise report. It's a 6-page report. And usually when I'm working with somebody like Sandy who I know is outgoing, I start them with the 6-page report, because a lot of outgoing people aren't going to read more than 6 pages. Okay. So we can start there. Hi, Jason. And we can always extend or upgrade it. All right, let's look at Sandy's strengths. Oh my. Sandy is able to provide fun while being relational and purposeful. And she'll express and convey ideas with passion and compassion to get tasks done with the team. And she's influential and encouraging while focused on the team's success. I think that's perfect. And even though she's people-oriented, she can focus on tasks with and through others. And she can persuade each other to execute tasks. And she provides a positive and uplifting people environment. I love it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now Sandy, page 4.
Uh-huh.
This is the keys to excellence page. And a lot of times when I'm going through a report with someone like all of you ladies, I kind of hesitate to use the word mature, but yeah, we have some level of maturity. Okay.
Sometimes.
So the keys to excellence, you may say, oh, I have learned, even though it's not my natural style, I have learned to do that. So, the first thing says for Sandy, the first tip for Sandy is be detail oriented. Those of you that watch these videos know Sandy's got to be pretty detail oriented in order to pull this off. So I'm not sure that any of these keys to excellence, you would have to tell me.
Right.
If there's anything here that you really think you need to pay attention to.
Oh, definitely. The detail oriented, definitely.
Okay.
Because I'm one of those that would look at a email very quickly and reply, but not reply the way that the person was actually sending it. I would just look at it quickly. So the detail oriented piece is definitely a place for me to pause.
That's one thing as a cautious person, Sandy, that I had to learn. If I'm sending you an email, and I made that mistake today, I need to keep it to one topic, short. If I can put it all in the headline, that's even better, right?
Right.
But my type, we like to write these long, detailed emails. Nobody reads them, but that's what we like to do. Okay. Okay. I think, let's talk about Sandy as a team member. You're great at influencing others with encouraging words and vision. Your individual talent, interacting with people to follow through toward goals. Oh, I love this. Your ideal environment. Opportunities to look good in public settings.
Huh.
Now, there's some keys here. If you find yourself working for someone else, which I don't know, but if you do, there's some tips that you can give your boss about how to motivate you and how to manage you. And there's some things to be aware of we're not going to get into, but some blind spots that you might want to pay attention to. Okay, do you have your graph available that we could put it on the screen?
And let's see if I can share the screen. So hold on one second. And I thought it was right there. Actually, it's not. So there goes the detail oriented. Hold on one second. Here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up and maybe that will work.
Screen sharing is always a challenge.
It's always the most fun, isn't it? So share screen. There we go. And I'm not using my mouse, which I usually am. Chrome tab. No,
and that creates a challenge. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not coming up.
Okay. Well, we'll just move on and we'll talk through your graph. Okay.
Okay.
No worries. Okay. So, a graph of your personality style has what we call the midline, which, believe it or not, is right in the middle of the page. And Sandy has 3 personality styles above the midline. Her highest personality style, of course, is the inspiring style. Next is the supportive style. And Sandy has what I like to say is just enough of the D dominant style to be dangerous. Yeah.
To be dangerous? Uh-oh.
It's that part of you, Sandy, that you alluded to it. You said you're people oriented, but you can get things done. That's that dominant style coming through, that task style coming through. So that's what her graph would look like. And, hopefully we'll get that. If we don't get it during the show, we can get that after the show.
Yes, I'm going to try to get those.
Okay, so any questions, Sandy, before we move on?
No.
All right. Well, then we're going to talk about Donna's report.
Okay.
And Joy, in case you missed it, Donna and Sandy are sisters. Oh, she decided to go blank. Okay. Bye, Joy.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, Donna. Okay. So with Donna, I've given Donna the standard report, which is 30 pages and has some more information. And I felt like Donna was the type of person that would probably read the report. But I forgot that, and I should know this because I have a sister, that if you give one sister something, you better give the other sister the exact same thing. So don't worry, I'm upgrading Sandy's report to a standard report. Okay.
That's great.
All right. So, Donna, I don't know if you got my email and where I said, if you have time, print out some pages of your report.
I did.
Wonderful. So you got a chance to look at page 6, which is the words. Did you see any words there that you didn't feel described you?
No, it's funny throughout my career and through life.
Hold on. I've got to look at these. Hold on. Sorry.
There's the echo sound you told me
Yeah,
about.
that's the echo. Sorry.
Is that better? Okay. No, all the words describe me because I'm very adaptable.
Sorry. I apologize. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Now she should be good. Okay,
So
go ahead.
yes, Donna's got a lot of terrific words: logical, gifted, communicative, responsive, friendly, persistent, consistent, dependable. Oh, she's got wonderful words. Page 7, as you said, the strength that you have is that you're very flexible and adaptable, and you can adjust almost any set of circumstances. Donna, if I said, could you lead this project? You'd say yes. And then if tomorrow I called and said, Donna, we found Joe Smith and he's going to lead the project, you'd say, okay, you can lead, you can follow. Okay.
Yep.
You get along with most people.
Yep.
And the next strength is you have many talents and capabilities. And you could work individually or you could work as part of a team. So, wow. So exciting.
I do it all the time. I'm an operations manager, and that means I wear many hats.
Oh, that's a perfect position for you.
It is.
Yeah, perfect. Page 8 of your report are the keys to excellence. Now, again, these may or may not apply. What do you think? Is there anything on the keys to excellence page that you saw?
I'm later in my career rather than early. So some of the things I've already lived through, already have done. I'm nearing retirement versus climbing up the hill.
These are things that, wow, wouldn't it have been good if
Yeah.
at age 20, somebody giving you these tips? Right. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, page 9, Donna as a team member. Oh, flexible, adapts to any situation. Oh, here's a great talent you have. You understand how two completely opposite points of view can be completely valid. In other words, you could be friends with somebody who thinks this way, someone else who thinks, oh wow. And you can, if I have an opposite point of view than Sandy does, you could probably find a way to explain to Sandy why Judy's point of view has some merit to it. And you can tell me why Sandy's viewpoint has some merit.
And you know what, Judy, no, not only that, if you've ever read Team of Rivals about Abraham Lincoln, one of his strengths was to pull in all those different opposite views and have them work as a team. And that's something that I've always done. I don't want the same people on my team. I need that diversity. I need those different points of views. And as long as they get along, we're good.
Okay, so I think that Sandy has found your chart because I just saw it pop up on the screen. Can we see it?
Up here, hold on. Okay.
See, look at this. Now, Donna is that 41st blend. Donna is what we call a level blend, meaning that the green D, the red I, the blue S, and the yellow C are all right there level. And that's what makes her so flexible and adaptable. And about 1% of the population falls into this category. Yeah, you're a 1%er. And we all have to strive through our life to learn a little bit from Donna because, you know, there are situations where we need to be that dominant D. If the building's on fire, you know, we got to get everybody out of there. There are times, you know, at a party where we have to be the I and smile and have conversation. There's times when we have to be supportive. Someone's in the hospital. We've got to be quiet. We've got to take care of them. And, you know, there's times when we have to do our taxes and put on that C hat. So, you know, Donna can make that switch really easily. For some of us, it's a little tougher. Okay, great. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to say about Donna? Okay. Some other things that are in the standard report that are great. Suggestions for working with Donna. So listen up close there, Sandy. Listen up close. The easiest way to work with Donna or anyone with a level blend is to be clear yet friendly in your communication. Give them choices. Give them freedom to make decisions. Keep an open door policy and talk frequently. And I'm sure you do all those things.
She does. She does. She does all.
But if Donna was working for let's say Donna's working for a dominant style boss, then I might coach them and say, the least effective way to work with Donna is to be pushy or hard-nosed. Or if Donna was working for somebody like me, I'd say, you don't want to be critical.
Right.
Donna might be working for someone else who might make illogical demands or someone who might keep her in the dark. None of that is going to work with her. Okay. No.
No.
Okay.
Great.
Donna's motivational style. Donna, did you get a chance to look at page 11?
I did.
What did you think about that?
Refresh me. I don't have it in front of me, so
Okay.
I'm operating from memory.
I think that one of the important things here is make a conscious effort to understand ways that you might respond differently in different kinds of situations. Where you can confuse people, Donna, is your response may not be as predictable as other people's responses.
Right.
Yeah, given the same situation, you might do one thing on Monday and something else on Tuesday. Where myself, I'm going to do the same thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if the same situation occurs. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. I would encourage you to look at page 11. It's good info. Okay.
Well, now I do recall, I have been mistakenly, someone has thought I was aloof or uninterested,
Mhm.
or when actually I'm processing, or
Right.
at that moment I'm in a certain realm, and until I get more information, I'm not going to respond. So, and that's sometimes taken as, well, she doesn't care, and which is the last thing on earth. I care about everything. And so, but I do need to process sometimes if I'm in my blue or my yellow area.
Absolutely.
I'm collecting data, and I'm going to, I've been told once that I take things, especially with emotion, and I bring it up, I think about it, and then I decide how to respond. Not always a healthy way to do it, but because it can be, the perception can be that I'm aloof, and that's not the case. So,
Yes. Of course, sometimes people perceive that of me because, like you, I need time to think things over.
mhm.
And, I'm a little bit more on the task side. So, and you're right, 50-50. So, if somebody asks me how I feel about something, I'll say, I don't know how I feel, but I can tell you how I think about it.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes you just have to let people know, hey, you know what? I need some time to think. I need some time to think through that.
Mhm.
It is something I'm don't care or not interested. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that gets to your communication style, which is page 12. And it says, right, yeah, others may perceive or misunderstand you because your priorities and focus change.
Mhm.
Your motivations vary, and you can understand. The good news about you is you can understand all 4 personality styles. The next page is the priorities and decision making. And when you're deciding, this is great because you take into account all the different styles. So you
Mhm.
focus on the goals for the team, from people to what's logical, from what's accepted or traditional to innovative, and from focusing on the rules, which is what I'll focus on, to how people feel. So you take all the perspectives into account in your decision making style, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
The next page 14, we won't go through that, the insights for professional growth. And even though, like I said, Donna, you're close to retirement, I'm guessing that in your retirement, you're going to pick something else to do. So you may need these tips then. Who knows? Okay, let's see. Then we get into, in this report, a whole bunch of stuff on communicating with others. And we're going to talk more about that in depth when we get into Joy's report. But let me give you some clues for talking to Sandy while we're thinking about it here. You probably know these clues. Okay. Here are things to say to Sandy. When can we get together to work on this project? Who would you like to have on your team? We're looking for somebody with energy and enthusiasm like you. Can you help me with some ideas to get this started. I'm so excited that we get to work together. That's how to talk to people like Sandy. Yeah. Okay.
I'll share a little war story with you. Years
Okay.
ago, I gave personality tests. They weren't exactly the DISC system, but I managed and hired and vetted salespeople in a car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would give them their test. It's not a test, but I would give them their survey there. And if they didn't score high in what would on this test would be an I, or in our test it was a green,
Mm-hmm.
and friendly.
You were using the true colors.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so if they weren't a high green, I didn't hire them.
Mm-hmm.
Because time and time again, it was proven the yellows and the blues and the reds you could work with, their direct, their management style.
Mm-hmm.
You could work with that, but if they were blues and greens, which was the very analytical, the very laid back, it just didn't work out in a 100% commission sales position.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is something that I've always known on how to communicate with the different styles, and definitely the eyes. The eyes are fun to work with. The eyes are easy for me to work with, and I can absolutely, as long as they understand what the goal is and what's to be accomplished, and that they're not going to be pushed around or beat down, and there's a smile on the face. They are extremely good outgoing workers. So
As long as we rah.
woohoo!
Woo. Let's go. Let's get those quotas.
This is why I say, my ideal client is a company where there is a task to get done that has to be done correctly, but you also have to interface with customers.
Yes.
We can find people who can do one or the other, but it's finding the people that can do both that's the challenge, right? Okay, let's talk about Joy's report.
All right.
So,
Did you want?
since you all haven't, hang on to her graph for a minute.
I'll hang on.
Did you get a chance to chat with Joy at all before we started?
We did.
Okay. Well, I know Joy because we're both members of the Kansas City Express chapter of the American Businesswomen's Association. And Joy is currently our chapter president. And I just happened to have, through my association with Personality Insights, I had some complimentary leadership reports. So I thought it would be wonderful for Joy to do the leadership report. And it is a big 60+ page report that has all the kinds of information we've been going through, plus a little bit more, So Joy, I know I asked you to print out a few pages. Did you get the opportunity to do that?
Yes, I did.
So I always start with the words, and yours are on page 16.
Yeah.
Any words on that page that you didn't feel describe you?
No, I thought they were all pretty good. It's different. It's me at different times. So systematic is not generally my thing, but sometimes I have to be super organized, and I kind of think systematic and organized are synonymous. So that would have been, sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
What did you think? You know me pretty well, Judy.
Well, let's see. I would say fun, polished, soft-hearted, trustworthy, cooperative, definitely verbal, steady, patient, persuasive, excitable.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Great. All right. Joy's strengths. Oh my, page 17.
Oh goodness.
Joy is able to be encouraging, relational, and supportive. You know, one of the things Joy, we've, in her role as president, she has to sometimes have hard discussions with people. And she insists on scheduling those in person, rather than, doing like, I'd probably just send you an email and tell you what I thought. Because
Yes, you would. Yep.
I don't have those skills that Joy has. Joy tends to be focused on influencing and encouraging others based on feelings. She'll express her ideas with feelings and passion. And she's very people-oriented. She's able to sense how others are feeling. And she likes to provide a fun, positive, peaceful environment where people consistently get along. Yes.
Mhm.
All right, Joy, page 18, your keys to excellence. Any of those stand out as something that you might want to pay attention to, or you think you got those all covered?
So the being cautious with others, that's actually spot on. And it depends. I have like this spidey sense that, you know how sometimes you just feel like, I don't think I should trust you. And then, but you don't know why. I have that sometimes. So I need to make sure that I'm not that I'm paying attention to it, but not overly relying on it, because I don't want to miss somebody who might be trustworthy. I just have to watch that a little bit.
Yes, when we look at your graph, we'll talk about what's going on there.
It's a hot mess, right?
Maybe. Okay. What'd you think about page 19?
Oh, I didn't print off page 19. I printed off page 21.
That's right.
What does page 19 say?
Skip 19.
Okay.
You're right.
Now I have to go back and read page 19.
We don't have all day, so we can't go. I promised Joy we'd schedule another time to go through the whole report. Okay, let's do page 21. Your communication style.
Yep.
Anything you want to say about that?
Well, so I think so. My communication style, it says that I communicate in a way that is most comfortable to me, which is true. And sometimes that means I really want to be able to read people. So that's why I like to have in-person meetings, and especially when I'm trying to figure out, okay, how are they doing? Is something going on in their lives? Are they just purposely ignoring me? What's going on? And so it's easier to read that when I'm sitting down across from somebody than it is in a text or an email, because I can read all sorts of stuff into written words, but I'm really good at reading people when I'm sitting face to face. So that is my preferred communication style for sure.
Okay, then I think the next page I said we'd look at is 25, right?
Yep.
And that is for areas of professional growth. Anything there that stood out to you that you might want to share with us?
Oh gosh. So paying attention to financial matters was interesting. It'll give me the ability to have more freedom and stability. So that's huge. We have so many changes going on in our life right now, like this week, that so I need to really pay attention to that. That was kind of like a fortune cookie fortune. And so I was like, and that was the first thing on the list. And I thought, so I'm going to pay attention to financial matters. But what I really liked was the second thing: by spending time with others, you show you value them. So that's huge for me. Like supporting by being there. And I can't always do that, but I really try hard to either be there at an event or be there, you know, to listen to somebody, because I can say I support you, but if my actions don't show that, then my words are hollow. So I really do try to support people as much as I can.
Okay, so before we move on to those other pages, let's go ahead and put your Joy's graph up if we have it.
See,
Okay,
there's the
so
husband.
you can see that Joy is like Sandy. Inspiring is her highest style. And for both of them, the cautious is the lowest. So that's things like details, financial matters. What's different, since we didn't look at Sandy's graph, is Sandy has a little bit, just a little bit more D. Her D is just a little bit above the midline. And she does not have as much of the blue, as much of the S in her style. So that's what's different. They're very close. But you could hear in Sandy's talking about, and her report about, you know, her ability to get things done and get things done through people. And you can hear in Joy's report and Joy's talking about how the people's feelings and how they're feeling is so important to her. Now, the thing about the four of us is, which is good, is we all have a lot of that S style. That's where we all blend, and we'll look at the team chart in a minute. So let's go ahead and take Joy's graph down, and you know, before we run out of time, let's go ahead and look at that team chart if you've got it, Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if everyone can see this or not, but we've got the four styles there, and Donna right in the middle, and we'll see Joy very much over. What Joy being so close to the outside of the circle there means that her inspiring and her supportive traits are very, very strong, very strong. Sandy, she's got the inspiring, she's got the supportive, but she's just pulled a little bit more over toward the task side, just a little bit more. And then just for fun, I'd put me on the page, and you know, I'm a cautious, supportive, and I'm right at the midline on the dominant style. So the only place I cannot go, ladies, I cannot go to that I style. Okay, go ahead and bring the team chart down.
Okay.
Now, what is really good is that inspiring styles and cautious styles, they can work together very, very well. Now, you might say, well, how are they on personal relationships? Well, it's a little bit more of a struggle because, you know, I saw on Facebook, I saw if I'm having a party, here I am getting ready for my party, and the person had a big sign that says, please leave at 9 o'clock. Okay, so that's the cautious styles idea of a party. And the inspiring styles idea of a party is, hey, let's just get started at 9 o'clock, you know, so personal, you know. So I know we're coming toward the end of our time, so I wanted to leave plenty of time for questions and comments. So okay. Who has one? Sandy, I cannot hear you.
I muted the mic, sorry. I feel like I can vacillate into some of those other areas as needed during whatever event it is. I mean, I can push myself to be one of those.
Oh, that's perfect. Yes, you can. Yes, you can push yourself, but does it cause you a little bit of stress? And do you need to recharge by going back to your natural style and doing something that fits it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have to, if I had to do the graphs, like if I had to come up with the graphs, today I actually did a detail-oriented thing where I had to put a map into an Excel spreadsheet and then make it into a Google map. And so that was not the most fun task for me, because I had to make it work and then add details, take out details. Yeah, that was not my most favorite thing I did for the day. This is my most favorite thing I'm doing for the day.
Right. This is your most favorite thing. And that's what makes us all so different. And I like to preach we need all types on our team. And Donna, you mentioned using DISC in hiring, and a lot of people do use DISC for hiring. And I kind of believe that any personality style can do any job. It's just going to be a bigger stretch for them. Okay.
Right.
And so, I always tell hiring managers, if their profile doesn't quite fit, look at their track record. Have they, even though they're not a cautious style person, have they been successful at developing computer software or doing the book? Have they managed to do it, and then they go do whatever's fun in the evening? So
Right.
I believe we need all types on our team, and but yes, certain personality styles are more adaptable to certain jobs, no question. What other questions?
Can you talk a little bit about how to communicate? Let's see, what the one that I have the most trouble with is the D, right? Because we've had that discussion before.
Sure. That's a really good question. Let's take a look at some suggested ways to talk to the dominant style. The biggest thing when you're talking to the dominant style is you always want to give them a choice. So, if you're cold calling, would you like to meet on Monday or Tuesday? It doesn't have to be a big choice, but they hear that as a choice, and that speaks their language. You want to say things to them like, you're in charge, it's your decision. Those kinds of words, they just eat that up. Okay. Let's see some more. I have confidence in you. You have complete authority to make it happen. I'll give you whatever resources you need to meet the goal. I know that if anybody can handle the situation, it's you. Now, so you might have to paste this on your phone or something, because what you want to say to them is, will you just shut up? Will you stop yelling at me? That's what you want to say. So,
right.
You have to practice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I love about Judy is, well, I'll talk to her about, like, this person's driving me crazy. Why are they talking to people like this? And she'll say, well, their personality is X. And, and I sit there and go, okay, you're right. But it's my knee-jerk reaction is, stop talking to people like this. That's not nice. And so that's the dominant one is the hard one for me.
Joy, you're over there on that people side. And so it almost makes you blind to the task side. just like the folks over on that task side, it's not that they ignore people issues. It's a they don't even see them. Okay.
Yeah.
So those of us that have, like Sandy or Donna, have some task and some people, that really helps. Really helps.
Yeah. So I need to develop some of that.
Yeah, it's an area. It's a growth area.
Yep. Yep.
A great test. So, Judy, how can they communicate with you? How can anybody get your information? I didn't post it there tonight, but
Well, I have a website, and it's bondteaminc.com. And right now it's under construction. It's going to be really great. It works. It just doesn't look very good. Bondteaminc.com.
okay.
But you can contact me there. My store is there where you can purchase these personality reports. And I also have a Facebook page, Bond Team Inc. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm
Great.
even on Twitter.
These are so great to help people to communicate with each other. And I mean, it was helpful just reading Donna's the other day. She gave it to me. I was like, oh my goodness, how can you be like all of them? That I'd never seen that before. That was different.
Like I said, it is an unusual blend, but
I can
at
tell.
Personality Insights,
I can tell you how.
Oh, she can tell us how.
I have been literally beaten into submission to be everything and all things. So.
okay, that could be it.
And I
Great.
like everything, so.
Wonderful. Judy, thank you so much for doing this for us. I really
Thank you for
enjoy
having
it.
me.
And, you know, people don't realize these are tools. These are such keys into helping all of their organizations to operate more smoothly. And we definitely need to understand each other on those different levels. So thank you so much. And anything, what are the other tests that you do?
These are the main ones we do, but what sets Personality Insights apart is we also have assessments for kids and teenagers. And the teenagers ones are great in that there's a lot of good information about what career might be appropriate for them to look at. And for the kids, we use cartoon characters. And it's just amazing. The children have no problem. You say, which one is your dad or which one is your mom? They get it. They really get it. And, you think about school, and school was not created for people like Sandy here. Think about most teachers. They're like me. We like books or we just like kids and we want to help kids, but we get an I or a D in our class and they're running around causing trouble and we don't know what to, so I've known I first met the founder of Personality Insights in the early 90s, and after my computer career I said, you know what, I'm going to get into computer stuff. Changes. I can't keep up with all the technology, but people don't change. And I think this information is so important. I want to learn how to share it with everyone.
Really is.
So that's why I do what I do.
Well, thank you. It's been very helpful and dead on. Right. So thank you so much. And Joy, thank you for joining us tonight and with your movie and taking out your time to do this. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I gave up on my laptop and went to my phone, so I apologize for the communication problems, but we got it. So
that's great. And Donna, thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Also. So, okay. Well, I hope you guys got something valuable from this, and please reach out to Judy if you need this for your organization, because it is very helpful to understand how to even establish a meeting, right? How to talk to everyone across the board. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. So thank
Bye.
you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I'm gonna and I'm trying to get my brand off here.